Hey guys, I'm Michelle, and today I'm going to show you just how easy and fun it can be to write a sequel to your favorite movie using Saga. All the movies coming out these days are sequel. Spider-Man, Avengers, all the Marvel things, because that's what people want to see. So when I think about my favorite movie, I think it deserves a sequel. So today, using Saga, we're gonna write a sequel to the 2001 cult classic that frankly, everybody's seen, Legally Blonde.
What, like it's hard?
So my concept for the Legally Blonde sequel is set in today's times, and Elle Woods has been recently elected President of the United States. So I'm gonna pop that in the logline. Now that I've got my logline in, I'm gonna hit generate to see if it comes up with some more ideas. Elle Woods, a fashionista turned lawyer, now finds herself in the ultimate power suit as the newly elected President of the United States, proving that pink is the new power color. Love. Frankly, these all are like hitting the theme of sort of what I wanted, so I've chosen this logline here, but I'd like to make it a little more current and a little deeper, so I'm just gonna kind of go in and edit it here. Okay, so let's move on to the themes. What's the central message of your story? The central message of my story is about finding commonality between everyday strangers, but it's also about individuality versus conformity. So these are some different story types. This one for me I know is very fish out of water. An unremarkable character triumphs over an institution despite jealous opponents. But it's also an institutionalized story about an ingenious hero forced to join an established order. Let's pick a genre for this story. Well, we know it's definitely going to be a comedy. What's the basic mood or atmosphere of your story? Well, this should be fun, lighthearted, yet touching. Who is the target audience for this story? Well, this story is definitely made for women, families, and tweens. So the B story can be a little bit tricky. It's easy to come up with an idea of a movie that you want to see, but B stories are really important. It's essentially the subplot. So let's hit generate and see what Saga can come up with. Awesome, here's some great ideas. Elle's vice president, a stern and traditional politician, learns to embrace his softer side as he's introduced to the world of fashion, leading to unexpected friendships and alliances in the political arena. Elle's husband, initially skeptical of her presidency, embarks on a journey of self-discovery and ends up becoming a passionate advocate for women's rights, inspiring men across the nation. So I really like that vice president storyline, but I wanted to see if Saga could come up with a better idea for Emmett. Elle's husband Emmett, a supportive and loving partner, faces his own challenges as first gentleman, dealing with the stereotypes and expectations of his new role, while trying to maintain his successful law career. So I'm gonna click this one, and then paste my vice president idea right in there. Now I have them both. So the setting. When and where does your story take place? Well, obviously my story is taking place in Washington, D.C., and it's set in present day. Okay, I've saved the best for last, the title. We've given Saga a lot of information, so let's click generate and see what it comes up with. Commander-in-Chic, First Lady in Pink, Capital Couture, Presidential Prada, and DC in Designer. So Commander-in-Chic is for sure my favorite, but to make it extra blonde, let's call it Legally Blonde, Commander-in-Chic. Great, so we're all done with our plot page. Character 1, Elle Woods. She is the protagonist. What is my character's arc? Okay, so I feel like Elle's already really learned a lot of her lessons in Legally Blonde 1 and 2, so let's give her a flat arc. It's the character that starts out virtuous, and they teach a moral lesson to a depraved society, which could definitely work for this. Physical description. I wonder if I hit generate, if Saga will already know who Elle Woods is. Well, it's definitely generated a few ideas that make sense for me. Personality. What traits best describe my character? Elle is tenacious, bold, confident, compassionate, kind, and brave. Which universal patterns best describe your character? So there's a drop-down box here, and we can pick some. I think she's a hero. What external goal drives your character? What is Elle's want? In this movie, Elle's want is to unite a divided nation. Well, we haven't touched on it yet, but I kind of planned on having the need to unite a divided nation mimic Elle's need to unite her family as her daughter and husband are struggling to fit into their new life. So her need might be to listen to her family's needs. What false beliefs are an obstacle to your character? What are the lies that Elle's telling herself? It could be that Elle doesn't think she's up to the task of being the president. What part of your character's past affects their present? What's Elle's ghost? Well, if you think back to Legally Blonde 1, Elle had some major issues with one of her law professors. So it's possible that those kind of still remain with her and that maybe Elle distrusts men in positions of power. So I wrote, Elle has a distrust of men in power after her law professor hit on her. I'm just gonna hit generate to see if Saga can help me kind of refine that. All right, let's check out these ideas. Okay, so I kind of like this one. I'm just gonna go in and refine it. Who crossed sexual boundaries, leading to her distrust of men in power. Perfect. Okay, who's our next character? So you'll see the role has already filled out to be antagonist. We could certainly go in and change that, but while it's on antagonist, let's just work on it. So I thought a decent antagonist for this movie could actually be Elle's own daughter. So obviously mom and dad both have E names, so this is gonna be Emma Richmond Woods. I'm gonna skip the arc for now and just work on the physical description. What does your character physically look like? Well, Emma's pretty different from her mom, so she has long, straight black hair, refuses to wear pink, and tends to wear too much eyeliner. What traits best describe your character? So what's Emma's personality? She loves her phone. She's a bit sullen. She can be moody and argues with her parents. Okay, so now that we know that Emma's kind of going to be the antagonist, we can go back and decide on an arc for her. So really, Emma's probably going to have a positive arc where they are the one that needs to learn the moral lesson and embrace it and become a better member of society. So let's roll with that. Which universal patterns best describe your character? I think rebel will probably work, wants to overturn what isn't working. What external goals drive your character? Okay, so what are Emma's wants? So Emma's having a tough time adjusting to life in DC, so if she'd want to do anything, she'd want to move back to Cambridge to be with her friends. Okay, the need. Okay, let's try generating something. Okay, these are all pretty good ideas, but this one seems like it's gonna make a lot of sense for my story. What false beliefs are an obstacle to your character? I think Emma's really struggling with being the daughter of the president and the daughter of Elle Woods in particular, and that she's just not enough in her own right. And finally, the ghost. What parts of your character's past affect their present? Let's see if Saga can come up with an idea for us. Emma was bullied in high school for being the daughter of a famous lawyer and fashion icon, leading to her rebellious nature and desire to distance herself from her mother's image. Cool, let's go with the bullied one. Coming up with ideas is easy, but writing a script is really hard. So I'm gonna jump over into the acts page and just hit generate a first act. It's gonna pull in some of the ideas that we've used in our plot line, and then we can take those ideas, move over to the beats page, and build something that we're really proud of. Okay. Act 1 opens in the bustling, power-charged atmosphere of Washington, D.C., where Elle Woods, the newly elected president, is seen confidently striding into the White House, her golden blonde hair and pink power suit a stark contrast to the usual gray and blue hues of the political arena. Elle's goal is clear, to unite a deeply divided nation using her unique blend of fashion-forward diplomacy and compassionate leadership. While her husband Emmett, the new first gentleman, struggles to balance his successful law career with the expectations of his new role, providing a humorous subplot. The rebellious daughter Emma is introduced as the antagonist, resenting her mother's fame and craving independence. The act ends with a major political crisis, forcing Elle to make a tough decision that can either unite the nation or deepen its divisions, propelling us into Act 2. Okay, that's perfect. I love it. So I've jumped over the beats page, and as you can see, our first act is broken up into different plot points. I have a really great idea for an inciting incident, so I'm gonna pop it in here. In Legally Blonde, it's very well noted that Elle's a vegetarian. So I've put here, leaked photos of Elle eating a cheeseburger surface. And I've hit generate. Elle Woods, the newly elected president, is caught in a scandal when photos of her eating a cheeseburger, a stark contrast to her public image as a health and fitness advocate, are leaked, causing a public uproar and questioning her authenticity. So I'm gonna go with this, but I'm just gonna change the part where it says public image, because contrast to her public image as a vegetarian. So the prologue is going to be the opening image, the opening scene of our movie. And in this one, Elle is being sworn in. Elle Woods, in her signature pink, takes the oath of office as the President of the United States. This is great, but I don't think we need this. I want to add in that Elle's family is surrounded with her, so I'm just going to write that in myself. So since Elle has the flat arc in this movie and Emma has the positive arc, I'm going to put Emma's want in here. Okay, so Saga suggests that perhaps Emma, in a heated argument with Elle, declares her intention to move back to Cambridge, causing Elle to question her ability to balance her roles as mother and president. Ooh, that's pretty good. So back on our character page, we decided that Elle's need was to listen to the needs of her family. So in this moment, we're gonna see Elle not do that. So let's say that Elle and Emma have a fight over the interview. During a heated argument over Emma's decision to move to Cambridge, Elle, blinded by her presidential duties and public image, dismisses Emma's feelings. You know, these are all really great, but they're just like a little bit longer than I wanted. So I'm just gonna pick one and edit it. That's the great thing about this software, is it's gonna give you ideas, and they may not be exactly what you envisioned, but they help you get your ideas out. So Protagonist's Life is a beat illustrating the protagonist's daily routines at home, work, and play, the problems they create by violating the moral lesson. So because we've learned that Elle isn't listening to her family, in this moment, we should have some kind of conflict with Emmett. Okay, so here's what I wrote. Elle is upset with Emmett after he neglects to take their Chihuahua Oliver to his appointment at the dog spa. However, Emmett had told Elle he was unavailable to do so. So working in this beat page has really helped me start to get my story outlined. So why don't we jump over to the script page and see how things are coming along? So let's generate a scene. We're gonna include our prologue beat, which is when we see Elle taking office. So we're just gonna do this, hit generate, and check it out. All right, let's accept the suggestion and read it together. Exterior White House, day. On a bright sunny day, crowds are gathered. Cameras pan across to reveal the White House. Elle Woods, early 40s, energetic, chic, with golden blonde mane and penchant for pink, steps onto the podium in her signature pink power suit. Emmett, Elle's supportive and loving husband, stands in the crowd, squinting against the sun with their Chihuahua Oliver in his arms. Their rebellious daughter, Emma Richmond Woods, long, straight back hair, refusing to wear pink, watches her mother from a distance, her face unreadable. I, Elle Woods, do solemnly swear. Elle continues her oath, her voice strong and clear. The crowd erupts into cheers. Emmett and Emma exchange a glance. Their reactions are contrasting. Emmett with pride, Emma with discomfort. Elle finalizes her oath, waving to the crowd, her eyes filled with determination as the new President of the United States. The crowd erupts into an even louder cheer. Scene ends on Elle's confident and determined smile, ready to face the challenges ahead. Perfect. And also, if I want to expand on this scene, I can just click generate and then type what I want to see happen. So maybe after the oath, the whole family gets together in a car and then they talk about what just happened. Generate. Okay, so here's what we've come up with. Now I just want to make sure that this makes sense to the other beats that I had prepped. So if I click this, I can jump over and see. Perfect. So the next thing I was leading up to was Emma feeling suffocated by her mother's fame, announcing her decision to move back to Cambridge. So actually, I could probably put one more beat in here before we get to that to help tie it all together, but it's really starting to take shape. So the last super cool feature I'm going to show you is the storyboards. You can take any section of your script and generate a storyboard like that. So I'm just going to copy this section about Emmett holding a Chihuahua, jump over here to the storyboard, create a new shot, and describe the shot. And click generate. This is an easy way to get some visuals to match your script to help with the pitch. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys have been enjoying the process of writing Legally Blonde Commander-in-Chic with me. If you have any ideas for plot points or things you'd like to see, because I'm going to keep working on this script, feel free to leave it in the comments. If you have any questions about how Saga works or what it can do for you, feel free to get in touch with us. Thanks for watching.